Agents of I.C.S. is a Monster of the Week horror podcast meant for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Why, hello there, and welcome back to our Monster of the Week podcast. Allow us to join our beautiful, beautiful players now. And I'm like, what's up, what's up?
What's up?
Excellent! Mostly recovered from our last, as we have termed it, the body-jacking starfish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Realistically, you guys are minding your own business, kind of doing your own thing, as we discussed last session. And the three of you shall receive a call from the handler. I believe it was 2 days later?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, about that. And she's calling to let all three of you know that I.C.S. already has an agent, Joe Truman, deployed near the area where you are to be dispatched. Their case seems to be taking longer than expected, so you're being called to the field. We received word from a local stating that a friend has gone missing. Problem is, there's no record of this person ever existing, so local authorities are paying the request little to no attention. You were to meet with this person, Graham Faulkner, in 2 days' time to resolve this issue. And with that, all the appropriate information is sent to you all. Your burner phone, since it didn't get burned or smashed in any way, is still usable. Of course, you guys can still use your names or anything. Effectively, you were requested, though, so you guys can go under any, besides, I.C.S., unless you want to come up with some cute name for it, any umbrella term that you wish.
So somebody reported somebody missing, and now there's no evidence that that person exists?
Correct. And that's what brought it to our attention. So, of course, if you have any questions, you can always ask the handler or anybody else, basically just her, realistically. You can ask me if there's any extra information in the file, but realistically, that's it. Long story short, we kind of know how our organization works. We don't try to peddle in small things. Usually, if it's something major or weird or strange, we try to get in as quickly as possible. We have plants all around the world just in case something else comes up that's strange, and agents are sent out to handle said thing.
And we're going to meet up with the person who said they were missing, or
the individual named Graham Faulkner is effectively requesting the police and local authorities saying, hey, my friend is missing. I don't know where they are. The police are basically ignoring it, and we caught word of it, and the name of this person does not exist in any files, or at least, some names, of course, will be repeated throughout history and time because there are so many people. But this one, anyone who shares this person's name is not in connection to this Graham Faulkner, not even in the same state, so they'd be too far to be the same individual.
Well, obviously, we have to go meet up with him, get some info. And we're doing that in 2 days' time?
Yes, so this was basically the message that was sent to you guys 2 days ago, saying you guys have 2 days to effectively AFK, relax, walk your dog, do whatever you're going to do, and then after that, back to the field.
I think I should be getting employee benefits, since I'm supposed to be just a consultant.
I mean, when you say employee benefits, what do you mean?
Well,
You get paid, definitely.
Maybe I should get paid a
Dental
little bit more.
insurance.
Dental.
Oh, I mean, if you happen to lose any body
Pay
parts.
for my teeth.
Yeah, if you happen to lose any body parts or anything.
Oh, they have to have a ridiculously good health insurance plan.
Yeah. They'll cover any loss of limb and such. They understand fully what they're putting you guys through. So this isn't one of those, like, oh yeah, just do this because we asked you to. So.
All right, well, I'll allow it then.
I don't feel like showing up. Is he allowed to do that?
See you later. Deuces.
I mean, technically, Kaiba literally walked out, so yes, he can.
Yeah, technically.
Oh.
Now, there are certain things you obviously cannot do, but if they deem it justifiable, then yes. Obviously, if you leave with any information or anything they don't want you to, then, you might get
going
poofed.
bye-bye.
Yeah. All right, so how are we planning on approaching this?
Well, Jay, as his official title within the I.C.S., would be offering his services as the delivery guy, I guess. The transport person.
Excellent.
So if you don't want to drive there yourself, he will be going there with his actual work van this time around, which also works as a effectively mobile headquarters if you want.
All right.
It has sleeping spaces and a shitload of hiding places if you want to carry some extra weapons with you.
Ooh.
I think it would be hilarious if we just brought a hearse with us at all times.
No, that's a little on the nose. Sorry.
No, but like that would be
thing with a
great
hearse is
sleeping
it would be
space.
too obvious.
No, there are just people who like hearses in the world.
Yeah, weirdos.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they don't exist.
Sure, but I'm not gonna park a hearse in the middle of a crime scene and go like, yeah, this is normal.
Okay, that's fair.
That's why Jay's work van is a undisclosed, unremarkable van.
Yeah, technically you guys don't want to stand out, but however you want to do it.
Well, either way, I do think that we
it's
should.
just an offer. You can go in your own car if you want.
No, that's okay. I'm working on the engine right now.
The big question, Margot, are you going in your beautiful vehicle?
The van is technically bigger than your car, by the way.
That's a big van. Okay.
A very big van. Yes.
Also, I feel like if you think a hearse is a little too flashy, I don't think we should be taking Margot's car.
I'm getting to that. The question is, are we trying not to be flashy? Were we told not to stick out?
As a general rule, yes, but you can still do as you wish. You can still bring your rear car.
Oh, no. I have to be told, please do not stick out in order to not bring my baby.
Okay, I say it. Don't bring that car.
Fine.
Jay agrees because it's an ugly car, not because it's obvious.
Jay's waiting for like a logical reason to not bring it. He's like, I just don't like looking at it.
I mean, literally, the van is like
he jumped on
economic e-van. It is really big and really fucking heavy because of the batteries, and it's very quiet.
All right, so let's get getting. First thing, find that person. Well, not the person I guess the person that's missing who may or may not exist, but on the agenda is get to that person.
Indeed. I would assume you guys go straight there?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to take a while to drive there, apparently, so...
Indeed. It is not too far from this location, fortunately, from where you guys are at least. It is on the outskirts of town before we, get into... not necessarily no man's land, but that wonderful gap between towns is just desert and or just forest. It's like nothing's here. So right on the edge of that. It is not necessarily the best in terms of wealth either. It's not fully like run down, but this section of town has definitely seen better days. You guys were instructed to meet this individual, Graham, at an apartment complex called Serene Falls.
That's where we go.
And that's where we go.
All right. And as you all drive up, we come across this building about what time did you guys show up? At midday?
I don't know. Depends when everyone wanted to show up at the gathering spot where you leave.
Yeah, I'd say
and then
maybe
usually
late morning.
Take the normal travel time minus an hour because Jay is reckless. Well, when he's driving, he's just quick. Let's say that.
Good.
Alrighty, perfect. So we definitely arrive on time. Safety questionable, but we're on time. It's all that matters.
It's one of those, like, he drives incredibly fast, but at the same time, it feels so smooth. It's fine.
Like, I didn't realize the car was going 90 miles an hour. That's crazy.
I hate that feeling so much.
You literally can't hear it because it's an electric car.
Oh, boy.
You did not even notice.
As opposed to we ran into a car the other day that had exhaust. They were going like 10 miles an hour, and they're like, brah, brah. I'm like, dude, come on. It was I was so embarrassed for them. It sounded so bad. That can sound good, but ugh.
Like, what I want to say, the fan is like literally one of those work fans with like I'm not sure if you've ever been inside one, but the moment you jump in the front, like in the cab, it is so nice and warm you can just fall asleep into it.
Excellent.
And it drives incredibly smooth, and that's the exact atmosphere Jay likes in a van.
Love it. Love it. Alrighty, midday, arriving on time. This individual, like I said, is basically expecting you guys. All they told you is that they've been reaching out and effectively ignored for too long, to the point where they're reaching out anywhere they can. And I.C.S. effectively connected them and said, hey, we have some specialists that we can send your way that they're basically not necessarily private eyes. Like I said, the cover you guys want, you guys can decide that now. You guys are a blank. And this person was like, you know what? I'll take literally anyone at this point. I'm at my wit's end. So we're here at Serene Falls. It is, you guys were told it's about a 4 or 5 story apartment, but it looks taller than that for some reason, like substantially taller, almost as if it's twice as tall for whatever reason. We know that Graham themselves, they are in room 202.
So they're in room 202?
Correct.
I guess let's go.
Did we want to see if we were part of a group or anything? Or
I mean, we are sort of part of a group.
yes. Hello, Graham.
Or are we like,
part
or
of
are we
a
saying
group.
like, ooh, we're the FBI, here to help?
Nah.
That might be a little too highbrow. You guys can make it whatever you want.
FBI.
Yeah, I don't.
We're from the IRS.
Slams the door.
Actually, that would be so. So I.C.S. is IRS.
We heard you don't exist. That means you haven't paid tax.
Sorry to inform you, but you are in severe
Judging by your age, you have about 37 years of back pay tax.
back pay taxes.
Here's the receipt.
You're going straight to jail, actually.
There's no way to pay it back.
No.
Through labor. 10 cents an hour. Have fun.
Because that's how it
Yes.
works in the real world. Let's be honest.
Yes, unfortunately.
A single tear rolls down my cheek.
Carson, you're just playing this out in your head and you're just like, oh, everyone's like, what?
You're like, oh, we gotta abolish the
Just
prison
waves it off.
system.
Been there, done that.
All right, I think we should just go, you know? We could say we're private detectives who were interested in the case, maybe?
Sure.
Alrighty, as your group moves up to apartment number 202, you knock, and quick as a whip, the door is answered. Looking around you guys prior to knocking and just kind of like, it's not the worst apartment, but it's also not the best. Upkeep here is, we'll just say, lacking a wee bit. But the door does indeed swing open, and you see an individual with dark skin and frizzy hair. He looks incredibly friendly. He has a really, really wide smile, like he was expecting you guys, or expecting something, like a dog, you know, seeing their owner in the day, or, you know, a kid opening a Christmas present, or like a package at the door, like, yes, finally.
He's got a little bit of a tail wag.
A little bit, yeah. If he had a tail, it would indeed be wagging. And he's wearing very bright colors. And he goes, hello.
Hello. Are you Graham?
Graham, yes. That's me. He looks to be about in his like mid-20s or so, and he holds his hand up very eagerly to shake.
I shake it.
He very firmly shakes her hand.
Shake my ass, actually. No.
And, he does too. He's like, hell yeah, let's get this now. So he's super excited, shaking her hand. He's like, oh wow, oh, I heard you guys were coming, but there's three of you. And you look so cool. And he's looking at Margo and Jay, and he's like, okay, nice. And he looks at you, Carson, like, you guys all have a nice vibe. He says, well, you guys are here for the case, right?
Yes, we are. We are very interested in what we heard about it.
Oh, cool.
So we decided to come straight to you.
He looks over your guys' shoulder just to kind of check behind you guys. So, don't want to invite random people into my house, I guess, but well, who hasn't done that before? Anyway, come on in.
Oh, yeah. All right.
All right. He invites the three of you in, and his abode is not necessarily messy, not really clean. Looks like he's just kind of been busy with stuff. There is just like posters everywhere, and he's got like a big TV set up with like various game consoles set up and everything, and he's got this like little bunk bed looking thing, but he kind of, from what you can tell, all the clothes are probably his, and it looks like the bottom bunk is basically just used for like storage, so he probably sleeps on the top one. And he goes, oh well, can I get you guys something to drink? Or he points to a table that's covered in shit and goes, I was expecting you. And he moves over and starts pushing things off like the seats and mostly clearing it. And he goes, if you guys would like to take a seat or something.
Yeah, I'd take a seat.
I'll take a seat.
Same.
He kind of fans at his shirt a little, says, oh man, sorry. If I'm a little jumpy, I apologize. I'm just really excited to see you guys. I have been, oh man.
Why are you so excited?
Do you know how long I've been trying to get anyone to hear me out?
Well, we're ready to listen.
Oh, thank God, good. Who are you guys with again? They didn't really specify. They just said you guys were good at finding people.
Actually, we're just a couple of private detectives that are, private. It's a very small pool. All private detectives know each other. It's just a thing.
Oh, like I said, I'm not going to question it. Y'all look cool. You have like a private detective business card or something, or?
I absolutely have business cards.
Oh, excellent.
So I, hand one over.
Sure. He very happily takes it and puts it in his pocket.
It has the burner phone number. I get it changed every time.
Perfect. I mean, they'll gladly make you new cards. And he kind of looks around and says, "Do you guys want like a tea or water, or juice or anything?"
Sure.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
Give me whatever fruity water you have.
Sure, fruity water, my favorite. And he goes over to quickly prepare stuff, and he's kind of shouting over his shoulder, and he's looking around and kind of scoffing at his house, like, shit, I knew you guys were coming. Why didn't I clean up ahead of time? So very, very, very scatterbrained, this one. But he says, so, what do you guys need to know? I'm an open book.
I think, personally, the thing I'm most interested in is this person who is missing.
Yeah, see, that's the shit. And he's stirring something. The spoon is dinking against this ceramic cup, and he goes back and puts it in front of you, Carson, and then he pours some juice for you, Jay, and then something as well for you, Margot. And he's standing, just kind of looking at all you and pacing. He says, "Man, I went to the cops. I went to like the local paper, and no one wants to listen. My friend, he lived. I don't know here. I'm in 202. He's in 204." And he's talked to the landlord, and he's not here anymore. Not the landlord, my friend. His name is Finn Ryan. And everyone says he doesn't exist, which is...
Why do they say he doesn't exist?
I don't know. It's bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. Like, to be fair, we don't all talk to each other in this apartment complex. I mean, should probably keep the noise down a little bit. He kind of motions around to the room. He says, see, these... the apartments are... they're stationed kind of weird. Like, they're small-ish, and they're technically 2-story. If you see here, and he kind of points around like a corner, you see a small set of stairs that actually lead up to what looks to be like a second floor to this apartment. The room itself is kind of squished, but it does indeed, go up a floor. And he says, we have like storage and stuff up there. You could technically stay up there if you wanted to. So my neighbors above don't really complain, but the walls are a little thin on the side. Regardless, Ryan was only...
Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, you're good.
So you were friends? You were acquaintances?
Yeah, we were buds. We were friends, definitely.
Do you have any, did you have each other's phone number?
Do you have any pictures?
Any pictures, any text messages, anything like that?
I mean, yeah, but I call his number and nothing happens. I text him and it hits a dead end. I don't know. He doesn't answer his phone.
Is there definitely an exchange in your text messages, though, to show that somebody was replying, or? Yeah,
before he disappeared.
So you were definitely talking to somebody.
Oh, no, for sure. Like I said, he lived in 204. He was right here. Like, I'm not... He was...
Well, it's not that I think that you're crazy or anything. I just think it's weird that, like, whoever was looking into this previously... Like, obviously you were talking to somebody regularly. Like, if it wasn't that person, who was it, That's
what I'm saying, yeah. But, like, my problem is there's no history of him existing. And it makes me look crazy. I go to the police. I go to anything. He's not in a system. He's not... digitally, he's basically nowhere. But I have text to a number, but it's just to a number. He responded, but, anyone can flub anything, apparently. They didn't take it as actual proof. I can call him Finn and all I want, and they can go, okay, cool. You were texting a guy named Finn to an unknown, currently unused number. That's not proof to them. And I get that. But at the same time, like, I'm not crazy. I'm definitely not crazy. The landlord doesn't even say this guy existed either. But, like, we were friends for not a year, but, like, damn close to it. I mean, shit, we were pretty close. We went hiking together. We went to a club together. Man, shit.
But the landlord...
Pictures...
The landlord is not aware of him existing, but was she aware of someone living in the room that Finn lived in?
I'm gonna be honest. He's kind of scratching his cheek a bit and averting eye contact. The landlord kind of scares me a bit, so I asked him a few questions, and he has his moods.
Down or...
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want me wasting his time, and I get that. He's an older gentleman, but like, he's a little too. I don't know, aggressive. Not a huge fan of the landlord. If I knew more about his personality before moving here, I probably wouldn't have moved here. The rent's good. It's cheap. It's really cheap. Like, I mean, for how large this room is, I'm paying less than half of what I should be. To be fair, the upkeep ain't perfect, but shit, look at this room.
Nothing along.
Yeah, I'm not using it all, but I got space. I got space and then some. And like I said, I went over to Finn's, Finn went over to mine, and I asked the landlord, and he says, no, there's no one there. There hasn't been someone there for months. He's been trying to fill it.
Oh, it's been an empty apartment this whole time?
to my knowledge,
according to the landlord.
right? Yeah. According to him, it's really, really frustrating. His name is Mr. Carrick, for reference.
I'm sorry,
Well,
Carrot?
gives us some leads.
Mr. Carrick is his name. Old man Carrick. Like I said, not exactly the most kind individual you'd run into. But I mean, shit. Like, what can I tell you guys that will help? I mean, photos, just photos. So, okay, this is the wild shit. Obviously, I can't find his phone. No one knows where his phone is. No one knows where any of his shit is. His apartment, according to Mr. Carrick, is completely empty, which makes no sense. But maybe he threw his shit out. I don't know, man. The guy's hard to talk to. Maybe he sold it all. I really have no idea.
And you don't have anything left on your phone, or did it suddenly disappear?
No, see, that's it, right? Finn wasn't a loner. He reached out. I mean, we talked to other people. Like, we went to a little club together, and we talked to other people. We exchanged numbers. I know those people. They're in my phone. And he starts like flipping through his phone and showing you pictures of like all these people. He says, look, they're all here. But I don't really have many pictures of Finn with them. But I have pictures of me and Finn, and he shows you an individual who's a fairly boring-looking kid, about the same age as Graham. He looks a little tired. He's got like just brown short hair. He's got a pair of glasses, and he's wearing somewhat ill-fitting clothes. It says, yeah, this guy right here. This is Finn, but no one recognizes him. I showed this image around, and no one knows who he is. I tried looking him up online, Facebook and all that dumb shit, and we all made accounts back in the day, and it's gone. I can't find any photos of him online. The only anything I can find of him is here on my phone, and everyone's just like, "Who's this kid?"
So, like, no reverse search or anything?
No, nothing. Like, he doesn't exist anywhere. That's the infuriating thing. I didn't talk to his family, so I can't like reach out to them. So I don't even know where they would be. Ryan's such a boring, no offense, but like it's a regular ass last name. It's like Smith.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty.
I've seen something like this before. Would it be possible? Can you imagine any situations wherein your friend might have been placed into witness protection?
See, he's thinking to himself. He's kind of tapping in his cup with his spoon. And says, man, I don't know. What would cause someone to get pulled into that?
Seeing a murder, being connected to, I don't know, a mob boss.
Gang members, that type
gang
of stuff.
members.
Oh,
Jay just starts listing off like a bunch of things that he knows for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's
for
really,
certain.
I feel like I'm pretty sure you can even get witness protection if you were like previously a victim of like stalking or like abuse. So it's not like it doesn't happen. It could be something like that. It doesn't have to be that they witnessed a murder or whatever.
So he's nodding along like, I didn't even think about that. Okay. Man, I didn't even think to look into that. Would they do a full sweep like that, though? Just completely erase his presence online?
I think they would have record of that, and the fact that they don't have record of it is probably a little weird.
I mean, what if it was...
the person in question himself disappears, but his traces do not?
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's the part that's weirding me out. Like, no one even admits that he existed. Like, he didn't live here for a month. He was here for, like a year prior to us talking. And then we've been friends for like 7-8 months. So he's been almost here for 2 years and no one recognized. Everyone says that room was empty the entire time. That's the part that's weirding me out. The locals don't recognize him.
Pretty freaking weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I show them the picture. They don't recognize him. This is Finn.
You have any copies of the pictures we can take with us, by the way?
Yeah, can you text that to me?
Yeah, sure. Did you give me your card?
You can text me if you want.
Yeah, sure. Let's add you guys all to a group and text you all at once.
Yeah, a little group chat.
All right. I'll he kind of like gets frustrated. So I'll mess my phone later. It's being stupid right now. It's slow. I need to get a new one. Is there anything I can? I know I have almost nothing to go on, but like, is there any information I can give you guys, or
I mean, a list of any contacts of any points of contact he might have had.
Yeah, or any.
You said
like,
he had family, right?
Things.
Do you know anything about them?
Yeah. See, that's the shit. We were friends. I think we were pretty close friends. We had very similar interests, but I didn't get to know his family. He didn't really get to know mine. My mom's a bit of a, I wouldn't call her a helicopter mom, but she's a bit intense. So I don't really like people meeting her too much. It, gives off the bad vibes, we'll say. Bad vibes. She can be nice, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Do you know any of his personal habits of anything?
I think his family was the same, so maybe that's why he didn't want me to meet them either, and maybe we saw something there. But habit-wise, well, he liked to go hiking. I didn't hike as much as he did.
I mean, that is possible.
Yeah. Shit. But he and I went out. Oh man, when was it? He's been missing for a month now, I think. Prior to that, I think a month prior to that, we went out. Yeah. We went to some little town out in the middle of nowhere. Apparently, it's a really good hiking spot. I got, I don't know. Sometimes places just speak to you. You know what I mean? And this place just called to me, and he agreed. So we went there and we kind of hung out and we chilled at the hotel there for a little while, and then we came back and well, poof. After that, I guess I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
When he disappeared, did you see him the night before then, in that case?
No, see, after we went hiking, we had to cut our little trip short early. He got a really bad cut in his leg from this weird plant, and I helped sew him up and whatnot.
What kind of plant?
We got no idea.
Can you describe it at all?
That's just it. I didn't see it. He did. And he didn't really notice he got cut until, well after, thought he was tired, I guess, and he looked down and he noticed it actually cut directly through his clothes into his calf, and I helped, patch him up and sew him up to the best of my ability. The people of the town helped as well, but after that, he just said, I'd like to go home. Did
you guys both go? You went hiking together?
Yeah. We went together. Like I said, we did. Yeah.
What was the area?
It's a fair couple hours out of here. It's in the middle of the woods. It's a town you probably haven't heard of. It's called
if you could give us the info, that would be great, though. We could check into it.
You probably haven't heard of. I'm going to have to roll for that for Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely...
He knows everything and everyone.
Yeah, most definitely. It's called Galva Hills. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
What would I roll for, like a recollection kind of thing?
Well, I'll just ask you, are you... Would you be aware of... Well, okay, if you're well-traveled, you actually might have heard of this place. It is...
More so if this place has, especially good, roads that don't get a lot of traffic from cops, basically.
Yes,
definitely, yes.
Oh yeah, this place is basically in the middle of nowhere. It is. He's right. It is some hours out. This is a day trip to get there. It's in the middle of the woods. Like, if you need police or fire or anything, they ain't getting there for literally hours. They are secluded.
Yeah,
I look over.
This is the kind of place that racers would show up and just have drag races. Jay probably has been there.
Yeah. It's definitely far off. So when he lets you know about this place, Jay, you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty secluded. You're right.
I look over at Jay and Margot, and I make eye contact, follow up on that sort of thing.
Follow up on what?
Where the hiking spot.
Well, yeah, especially the plant strikes me as odd, but
yeah,
I could be grasping for straws.
Well, I mean, I'm
if I remember right, I won't be able to get too close with my van, but I know a spot close enough by. We can visit. I
mean, I definitely think it's worth checking out.
They take visitors. I mean, they didn't turn us down at all. They were pretty happy to see us. Actually, it's part of the money. They literally have a hotel. They literally have a hotel for folk, and it was not busy. I'll tell you that much. They were super excited to see us.
Did you get a hotel room then?
Oh yeah. We didn't get the same room. We had separate rooms, but
would his name have been on it?
I didn't think to look. That's a really good point.
Do you remember what hotel room you stayed in?
Oh shoot. I'd have to jot that down somewhere. I might have I say receipt. They didn't give a receipt.
Did you pay in cash?
Yeah, I paid in cash. Also, if y'all are going there, I hope you don't mind me being too pushy, but I kind of want to come with.
Sure, you can walk us through everything you did.
Yeah, like I said, it's in the middle of nowhere. You're not going to get cell service. If you have any questions for me, I won't be able to answer them. They are well secluded.
Then yeah, might as well take us on the general area of the hike that you guys went through would be good.
Yeah, like I said, it's in the middle of the woods. I have a pretty good memory, so I could definitely lead you through the places that we went and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, actually, definitely take us along there.
All right, awesome. But you guys have been super helpful and actually open to what I'm saying. I really appreciate it. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. I mean, they literally tried looking this kid up. That was the first thing. Doesn't exist. I'm lying. No, I'm not lying. Why would I lie about this? I don't want attention.
I don't think it's that cut and dry.
That's what I'm saying. Also, you asked...
There's always the possibility that you're actually crazy, but
Yeah,
Might
I
as well
mean,
follow up.
Like,
But-
is there that possibility? Absolutely. Don't get too comfortable. But
I could be. Who knows? I could be completely off my rocker. But in that case, I look into it, make sure I'm not losing my mind and making people up and grabbing pictures of them and not being able to find them anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. We do not want. Yeah. Don't worry though. We believe you.
Awesome. You did mention family, which I didn't have any answers to, but like other people, like I said, we didn't really
We can
chat with the people here, like in the apartment complex, but they saw him. He definitely spoke with a few of them, and like I said, our little the club we've been to, those people should recognize him as well. But you know, they didn't either. I dropped out of that club a while back, but still.
I'll probably be looking around in town for at least this day before we go to the Galva Hills.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. If you got any questions, like I'll be here before you guys leave. Just don't leave without me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll do a little bit more stuff around here, but we'll definitely let you know when we're moving.
Yeah, sure. Did you guys want to look at? Well, shit. I'd say look into the club, but well, yeah, the our little get together.
We'll be looking at every point of contact.
I think they're gone. Is the problem? I can't get in contact with them.
Who, the club?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
spreading.
Yeah, well, no, they don't not exist. It's just like I contacted the people. They're still here. They said they just moved on. Like I guess it's seasonal.
Wait, sorry, what kind of club
It's
is
a
this?
seasonal club?
He looks like he's kind of looking away from you guys. It's a little embarrassing. I mean,
Is it a BDSM club?
no. It's a okay.
Furry club?
No.
How can it be weirder than this? Go on.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, y'all just said I might be crazy, so I guess I can't get any crazier. I don't know how much I put into this. You know, everyone's got their hobbies and such, but he and I went to like a psychic class together. Like,
Oh, that's not weird. No, that's not weird at all. Go on.
that's not weird.
We've seen some pretty weird stuff.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not bending spoons or shit, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I get that feeling like I can, and I get close, and he did too. So like, I don't know. No one in the class really did anything, so maybe it was a scam. I don't know. It was fun though. Like, it didn't cost that much, but yeah, apparently they're seasonal.
Wait,
so
was it a class or a club?
Club sounds less weird, but yeah.
So you were calling it a club, but it was a little class?
It was a class to like unlock your latent psychic abilities. But
You know, actually, my ex-girlfriend was a psychic. So
okay.
You
Yeah.
know, there are people that's not that weird.
Oh, thank God.
You know?
I try not to bring it up because people look at me like I'm a psycho. I'm like, no, I'm not like I'm not Neo and shit. I'm not like bending spoons and stopping bolts and whatnot. But like sometimes you get feelings. Like I said, this forest, the little town, it really had a beautiful path. But I'm not gonna say it came to me in a dream, but I got a feeling, you know what I mean? Like you just hear about a place, you see some pictures and just go, that's the shit right there. I gotta hit that place up.
Yes.
That's what I felt. And I don't feel that all the time. I mean, I get excited occasionally when I see something, but like this was, we got my engines running. It was good shit. And it was good shit until he got cut. But you know, that happens.
Yeah, that happens. But honestly, I think that's one of the less weird things you could possibly have told me, clearly.
Yeah.
So
Quietly ask Marco if she can ask the headquarters for that now, because I'm sure they track stuff like that.
Ask the who?
The headquarters, you know, the guys you work for.
yeah.
Oh,
see if
yeah.
we can,
Yeah, I
if
will.
do you remember what the name of the group was that was doing the teaching?
Or the name of anyone.
Oh, like the
Name of
name.
any of the teachers or
Yeah, I mean, I have names for teachers. I can jot them down real quick for you if you want.
how soon after the class did you guys go hiking?
Good question. Well, we've been going for, I don't know, like 2-ish. I think 2-ish months.
Okay,
And then-
so it was a pretty decent.
Yeah. And then we heard about the forest, and we went out. And then by that time, it was, when I say class, there were tests, but I think the teachers also weren't really expecting results. I don't know if they were in on it. Like, we didn't really accomplish anything, and they were still like, oh, wow, good job. Probably just to make us feel like we weren't wasting our money. And once again, I'm decent.
Well, it could be a scam, but
Yeah.
you know, if you're ever interested, I could pass along the number of my ex.
Okay.
She does classes like that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they didn't mind us leaving early. Technically, we let them know, and they like, oh, here as your final test, blah, 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 like move these boxes, or like flip some cards over and guess where the triangles are. I did decently well. Finn did all right. I have what was my success rate, like 72%? So I was pretty damn good. Not gonna lie, I was pretty damn good.
I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean,
who knows? Maybe this is a mystery, and you just have like special mind powers, and you didn't forget all the weird shit happening.
Honestly, we've seen weirder,
Awesome, perfect. I must have contacted the right people then, because anytime something slightly weird comes up, people's eyes just glaze over and they just wait for you to shut up and go, yeah, well, don't call us, we'll call you, and that's the last you hear of them.
Yeah, well, it's their fault they're boring, so.
Yeah, exactly, bingo. I mean, how do you know unless you do it yourself? You gotta go out, experience it, and yeah, maybe they're full of shit. I'll tell you, half the kids there, they just wanted to like shoot lasers and shit. Nah.
My life motto: go out there and experience it.
Bingo, exactly.
That's how I got half my jail time.
All right, maybe not that, but
maybe less jail time.
He's just smiling at him.
TMI, Jay.
Just don't get caught, man. Just don't get caught. Whatever you're doing. It gives you a weird look, as if to say, like, when you say jail time, he kind of he goes, oh, well, you guys are PIs. You're probably just like you went too far. Like elbow.
Yeah, sure.
He just awkwardly laughs and tries to meander the conversation elsewhere and says, I'll be here. I mean, I can take some time off work. If y'all need me, just let me know. I got time saved up.
Sounds good.
Will do. We'll see how things go for now.
You have any questions before you peace out, or?
I mean, I guess you would ask for like an itemized list of things and people he know.
Yeah.
Get like a good list of reference points we can poke at.
Sure. I mean, like I said, there's really not much. His family, I don't even know who they are. I never met them. There's the people here in the apartments, obviously. There are the various folk at the psychic club. You can definitely contact them, but they might stonewall you too. But, I don't have all their contact info, but I got names. That should help you a little bit. I'll text it all to you. No worries.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. We're on the ass end of town, but reception here is pretty good, so it wouldn't be too bad. And he waves his phone at you guys. I'll be on the lookout. I'm not really, not too busy. I was in the middle of messing with some shit in my computer, but other than that,
All right. Well, let's we'll reconvene.
All right,
we'll circle back.
Yeah, sure. And he leads you guys to the door and says, remember, if you need anything, just definitely let me know, and give me like a day or two heads up before y'all leave, just in case.
Yeah, we can do that.
Perfect. It was a pleasure meeting y'all. Margo, Jay, Carson, you guys are great. Be a little careful with Mr. Carrick. He's kind of nosy. Don't ask him too many questions. If you are going to ask him questions, maybe, I don't know, don't let him know your PIs or something. Dude's weird.
Oh, don't worry. We'll be very careful with Mr. Carrick.
Perfect. Everybody else should be pretty chill. There's some weirdos living here, but come on, it's weirdos everywhere.
All right. See you later.
All right, anyways, y'all. Good luck.
I would like to see the apartment he supposedly lived in next.
Yeah. I'd like to see that too, but I don't know how we'll get in there without telling Mr. What's-His-Face that we're PIs.
I've got that covered. Don't worry.
Oh, no worries then.
Yeah, I nodded Jay. I'm sure he's got it.
Also,
yeah, I mean, the easiest way to get in is, of course, my way, but that's not exactly useful right now because it's broad daylight. Instead, he's gonna go downstairs into his into his van. In RP, change out his ID tag. With the I.C.S. having provided a bunch of different thingies for us, identities. He's gonna use the one for a random inspection agency or something for landowners.
Sure.
Do an inspection.
Yeah, effectively, you guys can bullshit whatever you want, as long as it's reasonable.
He's basically gonna bullshit Mr. Carrick and be like, Jay is going to be like a dick. I'm bad at role-playing being a dick, sadly, so...
That's fine. Well,
okay.
As per usual, just tell me your intention, and I will roleplay as if you were doing that thing.
Those very pushy, almost power-hungry inspection people that, really drive someone into a corner and have, all the law and backing him. He's going to be doing that.
I'll be
he's going to be he's going to be really trying to push Carrick into a corner, so he just agrees with everything, hands over the key so we can check around a bit.
I'll be your tough guy wingman who just does all the glaring.
Like, what would be the role for that actually? Because is it charm or more like cool or tough? I don't know.
That sounds definitely manipulate, actually.
Yeah, that's definitely convince.
Yeah. Because I'm terrible at those roles, so it's gonna be fun.
Well, that's fine because we have someone that can help you out.
Yes.
Ooh, yes, and I am helping. I'm glaring.
Exactly. All right, so you get all your shit prepared. As you guys are descending the stairs, you see a few looky-loos, and looking near the bottom, all the doors are primarily the same except for one. Reminder, Graham is in 202. He says that Finn was in 204, and the landlord, from what you can gather, is probably in 103. It's a centralized unit. It's a little spread out from all the others, and it very much looks like it's supposed to stand out, as if it's his office. You actually even see the sign for Serene Falls above there. It's Serene Falls office, and you kind of see the door close as if he was possibly watching or listening or doing something. But as you guys are descending, you see him go back into his office.
All right. What do I roll to help out again?
Well, how do you guys approach? You just knock or what?
Yeah.
All right. As you knock. Yeah, sure. As you knock on the door, it takes a very fair amount of time to actually answer, and you can hear like a flap, 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 and then tinkering with the door, unlocking various bits, and he slowly opens it. Doesn't open the door all the way. It's just a crack, and you see it's kind of dark in here, but he's clearly an older individual. He's wearing a not honestly not the most flattering outfit. It's kind of like a loose fitting t-shirt, shorts, and he's kind of glaring through the crack. It's difficult to tell, but he probably doesn't really have very much hair. He looks fairly bald with some white side fluff, and he has really bright blue pupils that are looking at you, and he's already kind of giving you a scowl. Goes, yeah? What can I do for you?
Like, Jay has mentally prepared for this, like, right before the door opens, and just, like, half pushes his face through, like, the crack so he can really look in, and as well as have the emblem, the insignia, whatever you want to call it, the ID, in his face so he can immediately see it, and he just goes like, Mr. Carrick, you have been chosen for our daily surprise apartment inspection. How about you come out for a second?
Yeah, what the hell? We already had an inspection. And he kind of...
Exactly. This is a surprise inspection. Didn't see it coming, did you?
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. And he kind of sneers at that. He closes the door and unlocks the little chain and then swings it open a bit more. And he's just, once again, he's just a big pile of scowls. And just kind of looks you up and down and goes, yeah, who'd you say you were with?
Random agency that I don't know the name of.
Perfect. I've definitely heard of them.
Yes.
And what surprise little... What do you need to look at exactly today?
Well, as you are, I'm sure you're aware, a lot of landlords like to hide little things when they know we're coming, so every once in a while we send someone, in this case, me, for a little surprise.
And he's kind of just like watching...
Of course, we've been keeping track of you as well, Mr. Keswick, and your record has been, well, very clear, which is a good thing. But we need to be certain, of course.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead and roll me convince.
Should I help out first?
You can do that after. I don't want you to roll really, really well for him to either succeed or to roll solo that you can't help. So whenever I say convince, it's manipulate someone.
Yeah, but I'm going to help out with a +2 if I succeed.
Correct. But remember, you can always do help out after. So it's best to always wait till after. Perfect. Now you want to do it.
All right, what am I rolling?
Help out.
Oh, I see. It's literally help out.
Yep. Yeah, the only move we changed is manipulate someone to convince. Alrighty. So for you specifically on mixed success, is that whenever you succeed, period, it's +2 instead of +1?
Double checking. Yeah, whenever you successfully help out another hunter, they get +2 instead of +1.
Excellent. Okay. Then that brings your convince to an 8. Which is a mixed success. Perfect. They'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it. If you ask for too much, they'll let you know what, if anything, it would take to convince them. So he doesn't look like he's fully convinced. He kind of half believes you. He's definitely looking you up and down as to say, like, hold up.
I can believe this being weird for you. I'm sure we have some paperwork we can show you to prove who we are.
Sure. You wouldn't mind me double checking your work today, would you?
Of course. This is your apartment after all.
Of course. I'm not busy.
Easier if he finds anything unscrupulous as well. Don't have to chase you down.
Right, I'll be right over your shoulder, no problem. Where are we looking first?
Ooh, should we do a random room first?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, we've been hearing stories about rooms that have been vacated for a obnoxiously long time, almost irregularly long, I would say. How about we check that one first? What was the room again? I'll look to like Margot, my assistant, quote unquote.
It was 202?
204. Also,
204, okay.
Yeah. Also, side note: if you guys want, you guys can always skip over some role plays. So you can say we look at 4 rooms first, then 204. We can always do that. Totally okay with that. You can go straight to it as well. Not a problem. And he kind of, yeah, sure. And as you guys are ascending the stairs, he looks back at you as he's kind of jiggling the keys on his hip and says, "What exactly draws you to this room first? Who told you that they're not full?"
I'm sure you're aware we can't discuss things like that, but it's, way of words.
Yeah, true. I mean,
it's not a complaint. It's just that, from a safety perspective, we have to check rooms like that because sometimes they are not so much empty, but used for malicious activities, drug making.
He scoffs loudly. Yeah, he scoffs loudly at that and says, "Ha! You wouldn't believe some of this shit I've seen. My prices are more than fair, and some of these worms decide to do the most heinous shit in these rooms. Ugh, absolutely disgusting."
Man, those worms.
They definitely are.
But you're also posing as working with them, Carson?
Yep.
Okay. He kind of jumps to that. He's like, "Oh, there's 3 of you, all right."
I show up and I'm holding a clipboard.
Oh, you're the clipboard. Perfect.
Yes.
Never question the clipboard.
Don't mind him. He's structural integrity.
Yeah, sure. As he kind of
I pull a tape measure out of my pocket that I just happen to have in there.
Excellent. He's kind of just rambling as you guys are going up, and you see a head that's like 2 floors up kind of pop in real quick, as in someone was like watching you guys, and they're like, "Oh, okay," pulling away, and he looks up at them and kind of just shrugs and walks on over to 204 and says, "Is this the room in question?"
They're always the curious sort, aren't they?
Yes, well, we don't necessarily get inspections every day. That and, well, I will have to give them a warning if you're to look at their rooms. So if you need to look at any occupied rooms, it might be a day.
Be okay.
Perfect.
Well, unless there are any rooms specifically that you would be interested in checking. Any weird smelling rooms, perhaps?
Not currently, no. And he walks you guys on over, puts the key in, and then gives a twist, opens up room 204, and motions for you guys to come on in. You can see from the entryway, it is completely empty.
Like, how empty are we talking?
Have you ever been to a new apartment?
Yeah, but are we talking about, like, normal empty, it hasn't been lived in, or, like, the walls have been stripped empty?
The walls look like they've been, maybe not recently painted, like within, like, a day, but everything looks clean. And he smiles at you and says, "You'll find that I keep the vacated rooms quite clean, actually."
Can I rub a horizontal surface for dust?
He motions on in. "Yeah, go ahead in. I hope you're not questioning my cleanliness."
No, I didn't say that out loud. I want to do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. You check and there's no dust. There's a little counter up ahead that goes into the kitchen.
I'm gonna do that little impressed whistle noise.
As the 2 of them do their job, I'm just gonna distract this guy. So
sure.
I'll
Yeah,
questions.
Yeah, ask me anything in particular.
It definitely has. Yeah, it definitely has been.
All right, I'm back. Let me know if you can hear.
Looks like it has been worked on recently. How recently has this room been painted, actually?
Oh, I honestly can't say. I think the last time we looked at it to be painted was a month or 2 ago, probably. But they're cleaned weekly. I make sure of that. I make sure that my prices are fair, and all the rooms, the empty ones at least, are as clean as I like them. And well, I wouldn't recommend you eat off the floor, but you can damn well try. It is clean though. No bugs, no vermin, no weird smells of mold or anything.
From a glance, at least, it looks very clean.
I sniff really loudly. I'm like,
he kind of glares at you like, "What's that supposed to mean?"
Like, you're right. I don't smell anything.
Yeah, damn well you don't.
So, is there any particular reason why this room in particular, hasn't been rented out for the past? How long did you say it was?
Yeah, about a month or so. I honestly can't say. We have plenty of vacated rooms here. We are on the ass end of town, as I'm sure you've noticed. Was it a month?
What was it? A month that it has been empty?
No, months.
Months
plural. Okay. Yeah.
Because I would ask for like a specific date, or mention a specific date.
Oh God, you mean when someone was here last?
Yeah.
I need to go back and look at my my notes for that. I don't have those off the top of the old noggin.
Well, we'll check those notes in a bit then. We also
Yeah.
need to go over some checks for the payments and the commissions and all that anyway. Just in case.
Yeah, everything's right as rain as it should be.
The electrical systems aren't entirely up to snuff yet, so we're still working out some issues. So sometimes, well, I'm not saying you do this, of course, but some landlords like to hide some money in the transfers.
Downright dirty business that is. I've seen that before, but clean as a whistle I am.
Luckily for us, if they have a paper trail, we can find it.
Well, I hope you do.
Yes, we'll get to that in the back. For now, though, let's check out this room for a minute.
Sure. Anything else you need to see in here particularly? I see you two little henchmen are moving about, looking around, not finding anything. Assistance.
I'm sure that will be fine. We might as well ask some questions while we're here. So this room hasn't been used for a few months, right? Any particular reason why it hasn't been rented out yet?
Can't say. Maybe people don't like the position. Like I said, we're at the ass end of town, and I've got maybe
looking
5.
Around, the apartment seems decently filled with people, and as you said, the prices are remarkably low for the area for what you get. I would honestly expect more people to want this room within weeks, if not days.
You'd think. I'll be honest, marketing the new age techno garbage, not exactly my cup of tea. Something I probably need to work on.
I don't suppose there's any rumors about this room, like maybe ghost stories going around.
Nothing I would subscribe to, no. Like I said, there's like 5 or 6 rooms that are currently open. I'm not sure why this one in particular you'd worry about. We've had some open for even longer.
Really? I could have sworn the rumor said that this one was open for the longest. Oh well.
He shrugs.
We can check the other rooms as well.
Sure. You'll find they're all in approximately the same care.
Sure. Well, why don't we do it now then? I'm sure my 2 companions will be overjoyed with our with a bit of time on their own, so they can measure things out.
Yeah, sure. I should just leave the door open for you two.
Yes, please.
All right. Don't leave here until I come back. One of you needs to stay in here at least. Don't leave the room open.
All right, will do.
All right.
I'll just go to like a different room which has been open for the longest, I guess.
Yeah, and he follows you, Jay, to the room. He nabbles at his keys, he jangles them, unlocks the door, swings it open, and it looks effectively exactly the same. Very similar floor plan. Also clean. And he kind of just motions, and this one hasn't been painted as recently. You can kind of tell it's difficult to tell. The white isn't as white, but there's like no dust.
Back in room 204.
They are remarkably clean.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive.
Yeah.
Back in room 204, I want to start looking in corners and maybe knocking on walls or the floor for potential like loose boards or something.
Okay. Looking about, you honestly don't find any loose boards or, the carpet seems to be fine. Nothing flips, nothing turns. There's no like hidden switches. It's going to take you definitely some time to look for anything secret, of course. But you don't seem to find anything.
Absolutely nothing.
Well,
Can I investigate to see if maybe it looks like somebody's been in here?
So,
like any signs of living?
Yeah, definitely. So always tell me what you're looking for first, which you just did, and I'll let you know if it even requires a roll, because it might not.
So does it not require a roll?
If someone has been living here within the last, like, what?
Several months.
It looks like at some point someone probably lived here. You can tell this by some of the carpet impressions, but it looks like whatever Mr. Carrick did, he tried his absolute damnedest to make sure this place looks new. He probably didn't replace the carpeting, but he vacuumed the shit out of it to ensure that it plushes back up. So somebody probably lived here.
I do think that's a little iffy.
Yeah, it's not new carpeting. Definitely not new carpeting.
Okay. So he definitely went all out in making it look clean.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Which on its own, I would also consider a little suspicious. But that's what all landlords do. Have you ever seen that thing where it's like the landlord treatment where they just like paint over every single thing that's in the house?
Yeah, effectively, yeah.
What?
To make
they
it
do
look
not
new.
do that. That's bullshit.
What? You have lived in one apartment.
Yeah, and
that's not. That's the joke. Have you really never seen that?
No, I
You'll see like these people with like apartments, and they'll look in their cupboards, and they've had like just stuff painted over because they didn't have it, it wasn't taken out before somebody came in to paint over it. So
really?
yeah, like it's definitely a thing. I don't know how common it is. It's definitely a thing, and it's actually really very funny. I'm sure if you look at like Google or something, you'll find a bunch of stuff on it because it's definitely a thing that's happened. I don't know if it's super common, but anyway.
Fun fact of the day.
So sorry. It's definitely a joke. It's not like it's not like everybody gets the landlord treatment, but they try to make it look fancy and new, and they just also don't really care what it looks like.
Yeah, if it's
like painted over.
Yeah, if it's got a name, I'm sure there's like a subreddit for like shitty landlord flip jobs or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now Mr. Carrick is not that. He actually looks like he takes care of this place.
The rooms aren't perfect. Now, as he said before, price-wise, you guys don't need to do any research on this. The rooms are definitely cheaper than they should be, especially for the square footage. Like I mentioned, there's effectively a second floor to each of these rooms that's mostly storage, but can be used realistically for a second person. Regarding that, it obviously makes the stairs to get to each like subsequent room a bit higher, but that's to be expected, of course. Looking at
is there anything in the storage area?
The storage areas are open, and when you look up there, it's just stairs that kind of spiral on up, or sometimes the stairs are just like a right angle, like an L. It's different depending on the room. The room that you saw initially with your boy, that was more of an L shape. The one you guys are currently at is more of a little spiral, but it effectively leads to the same location up top, which everything's been painted. It's all clean. The only thing I would say is weird, as Margot and Carson are looking, the weird bit would be for the price people pay for how many of these rooms are open, it's probably too clean. If you guys are looking for weird, that was probably the weirdest thing.
Yeah, especially if he's been living here for months. It shouldn't have gotten repainted recently.
Traditionally, they try to repaint like right before somebody moves in, because painting when they leave doesn't really make any sense, because you got to repaint it again if it's been open for like 3 months. So,
yeah, like on the time scale of how things work, when would this room have been repainted compared to when Finn disappeared?
A little. Do you mean the room they're in, 204, or the random room you're in?
The room they're in.
The room they're in, it honestly looks like, if Graham's to be believed, the paint job isn't super new, but it was probably painted either like the second Graham broke contact with his friend, or like slightly before. So the times maybe don't match up perfectly, or it's too perfect. As in like right after their hiking trip, everything was vacated, like the day of, which wouldn't really make any sense.
Okay, that's definitely pretty weird.
Yeah, it's close enough to be suspicious.
Well, we can also always turn back and ask, like, no, wait. Because from what we understand, it was painted right after the last person went away?
To your knowledge, yeah, it looks like the room, specifically 204, where Finn used to live, it looks like that one was painted like when whoever that person is moved out. The other one looks like it was painted sometime prior to that, after whoever lived in there moved out, but like I said, not as new.
Right. So there is definitely a case of Finn or someone lived there at that period and then just disappeared.
Yes.
And Graham thinks it is Finn. Or yes. As far.
And like I mentioned, looking for secrets and stuff will take Margot definitely some time. And Mr. Carrick is totally fine with just following you from room to room, Jay, but they all look the same.
Yeah. That's mostly fine.
Are you looking for anything in particular? Are you asking me any like questions while you're going from room to room?
Basically, yeah, but nothing particular we want to know, I guess. Well, okay. I guess you could ask like any recent people that moved out. Do you remember anything about them? Any specific reasons?
Oh, he kind of, jogs the mind at that one and goes, Well, I think some I do remember removing some folk, primarily because they were just a little too loud, slightly annoying. I prefer my tenants to be a little quieter. But other than that, no, most folk move just because it's time to move, I guess. No other reason, though, that I can think.
No, the usual, yes.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily too close with my tenants. They do their thing, I do mine. They follow my rules, and they're allowed to live here. Quite simple.
As it should be.
Indeed.
Well then, for the general inspection, that seems fine. As for those notes we were talking about, would you be against us, or me rather, taking a quick peek at your, what's it called again? money transfers, and like who lives where, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, to make sure everything is paid for and such.
The book.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, that he just says he definitely has on hand. In terms of names and such, he kind of has that, but things can be, I was like, I might need to dig that up and send it to you.
We can go back to your room if that makes it easier.
Yeah, sure, of course. Now, I do have my duties, of course, that I need to mess with. We've already been looking through these for, about an hour or so, I'd say. But yes. Let's see. And he leads, as he kind of goes past 204, he shouts into the room and says, "Are you two down in there?"
Sure. Sure.
Good answer.
Yeah, whatever, old man.
Yeah, whatever, old man. I don't say that. I'm so sorry. I mean, there's nothing else that we can really find, yeah?
No, it's squeaky clean.
All right.
He kind of motions for the two of you to come out, and then he just like locks the door behind y'all. Make sure all the doors are locked.
I'm writing pretend notes on my clipboard.
He's not really paying it too much attention. He just kind of assumes you're doing your thing.
That's okay. I'm committed to the role.
And as he motions to you, Jay says, "Well, I have to make this relatively quick, but just
won't be here for much longer. Don't worry."
Yeah, of course.
We have some last checks to do in the boiler room, but that's mostly because, as it turns out, someone made a mistake in the department and lost your last inspection data for that. So we just have to rewrite some numbers. Not too much of an issue.
Was that new kid, the youngin' that swung by?
Yeah, the intern. It's
can't trust kids nowadays. I was losing shit left and right.
Well, we like to imagine it was an honest mistake, though he has been reprimanded for it, of course.
Good. I'd highly recommend you give him a verbal lashing. That'll teach him a lesson.
Corporal punishment. Oh, verbal lashing, yeah.
That too, whatever suits your company, of course. I wouldn't recommend anything too severe.
That. No, I miss those days.
He has a giggle of that as he motions for you guys to come on, basically to the first part of his room. He opens it up, and it looks like a small office, a little dingy, not super organized, but he seems to know his way around it pretty well. And he kind of just zips about, pops open a few things, and pulls out a ledger, slaps on the table, turns it your way, and just kind of points at it. And you can see all the various rooms, all the dates that things are paid, and the tenant. And he kind of just points at it, as if to say, like, that's everything you should need.
We're only interested in the last 3 months. We have everything else back in the book, so.
He flips to the most recent and says, "You can flip back there to fans through the pages real quick," and puts a little sticky note on the 3-month mark, basically. He says, those few pages there should be enough for you then.
He'll, pull out his phone and go, in a random app that looks, interesting with numbers and stuff like that. And acts like he's comparing stuff.
Okay, he just nods along as if, I definitely know what that is.
And he's definitely gonna look for the one that is supposedly Finn, if it's there.
Yeah, you can tell that they're looking at the records. No one named Finn was in that area, or especially in that room or in any room. It was occupied by someone, but it was 3-4 months ago.
Is there a name to this someone?
Yes, the name to the someone would be Hoyt.
And does it overlap at all with the occupants of Finn, or is it before Finn moved in, basically?
Definitely.
According to Graham.
According to Graham, this should be, let's see, looking at that part, that might be an overlap, because he said Finn was there for a while, almost 2 years, and this individual looks like they were here maybe 6 months ago. And according to the ledger, he kind of looks at it and points and says, yeah, that looks about right. And it looks as if that specific room, for the 204, since you guys were so interested in it, has maybe been open for about a month.
Interesting. Well, we're going to have to check this bit a bit out, but everything seems to be correct.
Or I said closer to 2 months. Closer to 2 months, actually, sorry. Yeah.
And according to Graham, in that month gap was when Finn lived there.
Yeah, so 100% from what Graham said, Finn lived here for almost 2 years. So there's no way this Hoyt person was there, according to Graham.
Oh, weird. Is there anyone before that 6 month period that Hoyt lived there?
Yeah, there's like I said, there's about a month prior to that. He has to flip though, because that's some time back, and he's like, yeah, sure. He's just flipping through real quick, and he's like, I kind of remember that kid. He was quiet, paid on time, but yeah, I guess he was done with us, so he moved out. And prior to that, it looks like there was Lissa, I think her name was. She lived with a friend, but yeah, she was there for about a year, I think, prior.
I would definitely write those two names for a bit.
And he nods at that.
Might have been a database mismatch, but we have some different names here.
Ah, interesting. Well,
Yes. Do you happen to know anyone named Finn?
just Finn? Is there a last name to that?
Finn, he flips through
Ryan.
his notes. Finn Ryan.
Finn Ryan. Let me see. He kind of
Maybe it
turns.
was Ryan Finn. Who knows?
He turns about and kind of coughs to himself and pours some probably cold coffee, swirls it, and kind of just shrugs, take a sip. Can't say I know a Ryan Finn or Finn Ryan. No, I can search through my ledger, of course.
Are his actions seeming odd? As odd as you made that sound?
No, just I'll go grab coffee.
Okay.
He just paused to think. I mean, you're asking if he knows a Finn in general, so he's just thinking to himself.
Yeah, I'm asking if he just gave away some sort of like subtle hint.
I'll let you know. I'll if you're like, was that weird? I'll say roll, but nope.
Well, any info you have on like your transference notes might be useful. So if you have notes on these two people and who live there, would be nice.
I don't have their current addresses, but you've got their full information there.
Just their names is enough.
Yeah, feel free to jot it down. I have no idea where they are now, and honestly, I don't care.
That's fine. You're just doing your job, and so are we.
Yeah, of course. I'll also create a generic little NPC tokens for names and just kind of throw them in the corner if you guys forget any names. Should help a wee bit.
Yeah.
I've got room for it now.
But like if Garrick had like the ledger with like the names and any like information about them, I would want to see those.
Yeah, I mean, so what precisely are you looking for?
Basically, that's Hoyt and the Lissa character, and see like how much information he has about them, so just so he can trace those people, see if they actually existed.
Okay, that'll definitely be something that you do after this, of course, and you can realistically contact the agency or anything, and they can run that.
He's just gonna have like Margot copy them, basically.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Because I'm sure she can leverage her company to do that. Maybe Carson also can. Who knows? At this point, I just want to know if these people existed. Which one of them is a lie?
All right. Anything else you're looking for?
Well, I'm looking through the flip book. I still can't remember what they actually call it. Damn it!
Like a ledger?
A ledger, I guess. Yeah.
The ledger makes sense.
Yeah. Basically, looking through the ledgers for any kind of irregularity in like the payments.
He seems to be telling the truth. He's pretty dead on. In fact, it looks like he's quite militant about when people need to be paying. And he has like the exact date they paid. If they didn't pay, he makes sure to write a note in 100%.
Yeah. So no like weird duplicate payment numbers.
Nope. No duplicates. It seems as if everybody pays on time. And if they don't, they get a verbal lashing. And he makes a pretty big note. In fact, he's got like little notes in like the sidebar of like what to say to them. And he doesn't really look embarrassed at that, but he kind of goes, I remember that one. As if he's remembering, like, oh, that was funny, yelled at that kid for that reason.
Yeah,
and
he's one of those ones, okay.
Oh yeah. And he's relishing this as opposed to being like embarrassed, like, oh no, he doesn't give a shit. And looking at all that, it seems to all make sense. There's no doubles, no duplicates. There are plenty of open rooms, and while that is definitely a little strange, you don't know how he operates, what how much money it takes to actually rent this entire building out. The numbers kind of add up. Not to the point where, he's doing something horrible underground, like, oh god, he's selling drugs, or he's selling people, but the numbers mostly add up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Jay knows that much about bookkeeping that he would be able to tell anyway, honestly. Yeah, so
it would take a professional to look through this and make sure that things are book kept properly, if you will.
As long as there aren't any obvious, hey, this guy seemingly gets paid from the same bank accounts twice, weirdly enough.
Yeah, from what you can tell,
his ledgers are clean.
Yeah, very clean. You make sure he's
suspiciously clean.
I wouldn't say suspiciously. I would say that's part of his
very neat.
Yeah, very neat,
on point.
Part of his requirement that he mentioned before is that people pay on time, and he makes sure they pay on time. So that the ledger is 100% duplicating that fact.
Oh, okay. So he's just good at bookkeeping.
Very much so, to the point where he probably has fun with this. Other than that, once again, I've said this before. If you guys are like, oh shit, I wish we asked him that question. If it's a normal question, you guys don't need to worry about squeezing this sponge completely dry. If in 20 minutes you think, oh, wait, what about this? We would have asked Matt. You can totally do that 20, 30 minutes from now. It's totally okay.
I mean, for now, it's just preliminary investigation, see what sticks. So.
Yeah, basically. And like I said, it's
far
super clean.
Yeah.
Also, and as he said, there's no computer in this room. It's just paperwork everywhere.
like Jay figured out that it's probably true that he's like digitally challenged.
Yeah, he has
being part of the reason why he's not so popular.
Yeah, he's got an old rotary phone back here too. So
yeah, well done. Everything seems to check out. That just leaves the boiler room.
Yeah, of course. What was wrong with the boiler room? Why did you need to see it again?
Oh, the kid lost.
Yeah. Any kind of
general information they get from the boiler room, like the electric stand and the gas meter, stuff like that.
Effectively, yeah.
When was the boiler last serviced? Stuff like that has been lost.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular you're looking for in this room that like you're interested in, besides the boring shit?
Not really. Also.
Okay, it's a lot of boring shit basically, and it seems to mostly be like maybe he needs to get this thing serviced again. It's not like super out of date, but like you're not sure how accurate these numbers are. You're not sure if he's aware. Yeah, you're not sure how up to code things are, but it does need an older building. It's not like super gross and grimy, but it could definitely be cleaner. The outsides, at least. For some reason, the insides are like immaculate.
If anything, the one thing Jay would be interested in, like boiler rooms, it depends, of course. Like, is this one of those boiler rooms that spans the entire building that allows access to places?
No, it's actually relatively small.
Like,
so after he pulls you out of the room, there is a basement access, but it's like super locked down for obvious reasons because boiler room, really sensitive information down here. So it's locked more than the other rooms are. And after he kind of fiddles and gets that all open, he he looks around and shows you guys, you can come down here and like here's the boiler room and whatnot, and there's other doors and such that lead to storage, but it's nothing basically.
Well,
cleaning
everything seems up to code with the building, though the boiler might need some maintenance one of these days.
Yeah, I'll probably get it looked at. Funds have been somewhat tight, and I try to be a fair rentee, whatever the term is. But
well, there's no haste for it currently yet. It can still work for a couple of years, from what I can see at least. I'm not a professional, but
well, perfect. I'll do just that then. Was there anything else you all needed to look at?
No, with the building itself, no. Though you might see me or my colleagues walking around the building for a couple more days because we need to do some preliminary testing with like rentees.
Sure. Just feel free to give me a warning if you need to go anywhere that's outside the norm, and try not to bother the rentees if you can. Some of them are indeed quite busy, at least not before asking me, yes?
Yes, of course.
Perfect.
Mostly it will just be like questionnaires and stuff like that.
That's fine with me. Well, you do your job and I'll do mine. I need to get back to the coffee. It got cold. It turned over a bit, so if you need anything, feel free to knock on my door.
Will do.
And he gives you a smile.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Carrick.
It's not really like a true smile. It's very like forced. He's like, yeah, of course. And he kind of just grumbles to himself and walks back to his room.
I'll just walk back to my car, I guess. The van, where we can discuss things.
You have a little like flip out table and chairs.
Huge joke, but yes.
Excellent.
As one does.
It has like a coffee machine in the back and like a small table where you can make food if you want to.
Hell yeah.
It is like a work van, but at the same time you can live in this van if you want to.
Love it.
It has like rungs on like the ceiling where you can hang like a bunch of hammocks if you want to sleep in them.
Perfect.
It has everything.
All right, so having all the information you guys have, what do y'all discuss?
Well,
how are the rooms? I didn't see anything.
Yeah. Seems pretty clean all in all.
No hidden compartments or anything? Smudges?
Yeah, not that we found. And then you said the ledgers, there was someone else living in that room, supposedly when he was supposed to be?
Yes. Over 2 different people even, over the same period. And they moved out at the same time that, well, according to the ledger, they moved out on the same time that Finn disappeared, supposedly.
That's very odd.
Definitely. So, those 2 people that live there, supposedly, we might need to check if they exist.
Agreed. I'll send a text off asking whoever I need to.
All right, go ahead and roll me
basic information.
It's fairly basic, but they have to put a little. Oh my god, I lost my mouse.
True.
They had to put a rush or a lazy on it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. And let's see.
I don't think it's super important, so.
Yeah, go ahead and just roll me convince. You're effectively just asking them for information rather than investigate, because we know the question, basically. We're just trying to get the answer from someone else. Did you roll a 1?
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
my
go ahead and mark
God.
experience, Margot.
She rolled a 2, -1.
Oh, you did?
That's my second one, right?
They straight up shut you down.
I now officially have machismo.
Yes. Okay, but to say you already decided what you wanted.
Machismo?
Yeah, it is.
It's Mookismo.
It's
Machismo.
It's my cheesemo. Okay, so
My cheese.
no, you
Yeah.
cannot have it.
This skill is great.
My
Let me show it
cheese.
to you guys.
What is it?
There it is. All right.
Oh, I love this skill.
All right, what to do?
Ha! You think that hurt? By force of will, you can ignore pain and injury. When you suffer harm and just tough it out, roll cool. On a 10 plus, I heal and I gain it forward. On a 7 to 9, I heal. And on a miss, I pretend to be tough but suffer 1 extra harm in an embarrassing way if possible.
Yes, perfect.
She's been eyeing this
Follow along on
skill
that as well.
for so long.
For so long, it has been. I grabbed it, but I marked it as don't have yet. So I've been sitting on it for a while.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. Well, now that you have that, definitely remember, once again, if you need notes or something on the side to remind yourself of these weird passives, definitely do so. Because I know you have a couple that overlap, specifically when you're stabbing and or being stabbed. But yes, you send the information in, Margot. Do you want to come up with how this somehow fails? I will say this is failing forward. It's going to succeed, but at a cost of some sort. You want to say you just like texted them wrong or something? Like
No,
She gets that one guy on the force that just really hates her.
yeah, that would actually work. I was gonna say the auto correct screwed something up.
I was
But
going to say that too.
I like that other one better.
Okay. Well, we can say it's a wonderful combination between you like being too reliant on the autocorrect and you just like yep, and it just comes up with complete like garbage. And you get a guy who doesn't like you, but he doesn't like you because you're too reliant on this. So he gets a thing from Margot and goes like, "Oh my god." And he just kind of like whistle. I'm gonna go ahead and just shove this off to the side, and I'll get to that when I want to get to that.
Oh my god.
Where do I even begin to read this? What?
Effectively, yeah. As a reminder, that's these two individuals, like their history and whatnot, Hoyt and Lisa.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, whether they even existed and where they lived,
Yeah.
there's a record of them.
Confirmation if they were actually alive.
Sure, I will. I'll let you know when I let you know. Besides all that, it has definitely been a little bit of time, of course. That took a few hours to look through the rooms and to look very, very carefully. So I say it's well past afternoon. Sun is beginning to set.
What? One more question. Was there any signs in the ledger that maybe Graham got the room number mixed up? Like maybe the apartment itself had a janky hallway that no one noticed?
It's a fairly straight shot. So unless Graham is on some serious, like, powerful drugs, probably not.
I mean, we would have
Alright.
at least been able to see that Graham was in fact living in 20. Was he 282?
Yeah. Graham was 100% in the room he's supposed to be in. There are other names. So I will.
only living in room 302.
Yeah, no, right? Oh, yeah, I'm at the wrong room. Shit, sorry, it was 304. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just checking out there's no ghosts here.
There's no. Well, I can't answer that, obviously, but there's no Finn, for sure.
Wait, yeah, I have a ghost meter.
The ghostometer.
Yeah.
But yes.
Does it go off?
There.
That's the real question.
Boop. Bad joke. Sorry. Throw that in the trash. There are.
Classic.
Fired. There are obviously various individuals here. Not every room is empty. There's about 25 rooms total in this general apartment complex. I have some names and people written down. If there's any individuals you wish to speak with or bother, like I said, it's about 5-ish, so it's getting a little later, 5, 6. You can confirm if they actually live in that location, and you guys would have written down names with numbers.
By the way, just so you know, that's the second time I have failed a, hey, give me info on this person roll.
Yeah.
If I fail it a third time, I should stop asking to do it.
Well, the thing is, not necessarily, because you're going to get your answer, just not immediately.
Yeah, but the last time we wanted it sooner rather than later.
It's free experience. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather you fail in this role than a combat role.
True. Especially since I'm built to do damage.
And I'm not.
You're built to talk to
I'm
people
built
and
to
bullshit your way through things.
Hopefully not die. I'm not even built to talk to people.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'm built to infiltrate.
Yeah, you're about to break into shit, which is really important because if you fail that, then dear God. Good luck with those consequences. Alrighty, so what are y'all discussing besides waiting for this information? Wally and your little jalopy? Whatever. That the right word. That's not jalopy.
Jalopy.
What the hell is a jalopy?
I don't know. It's like
a hoopty?
a hoopty. A jalopy is a word. for reference. It's an old car in dilapidated condition.
Yeah.
His father got worried about him driving that old jalopy. It wasn't safe.
Yeah, I think like Hoopty and Jalopy are well, actually, no. I think a Hoopty is like one of those cars that like you drive around and looks like shit in big cities, so that people won't steal stuff from it.
I googled Hoopy.
Hoopy.
Okay, no. So you're right. A car, especially an old or dilapidated one. So yes, a Hoopty is also a jalopy.
They're cousins.
Hoopties are jalopies, but all jalopies aren't Hoopies.
I think that's really fair.
All right, I love it.
Jay is offended that you call it
like,
family jalopy in that case.
All Hoopties are jalopies, but all jalopies are not Hoopties. It's so
love
funny.
It. I love it.
Also,
okay.
I don't know why my voice sounds like this right now.
Mine occasionally goes into bubble mode, and I talk, and it really pisses wife off. It's hilarious.
Oh no! I hope Melanie doesn't get too mad then.
You got the horse.
Mine only does it when I'm in bed, weirdly enough.
Dying.
It sucks because I love my voice when it does that.
Love it.
Alrighty, so gathering up all the information we have. Once again, you guys can stay at a local. I don't think you want to stay in this vehicle, so you can stay in a local hotel. You guys have funds and stuff for that.
I mean, you can literally sleep in this van if you want. It has everything you need. And you can even use it as a mobile headquarters because it has like weird cameras pointing out, for reasons. Like anything you could imagine in those like spy movies a van has, this van has effectively.
So is that a move you have on your character sheet, or is that something Jay
No, this is just like Jay making random shit easier for his job as burglar.
Okay. I only ask because for reference, that's literally a move. It's basically you have like a supermobile.
Yeah, that's why I specifically try to not include stuff into my van that is listed there.
Fair enough.
Like I think it has like
it can have a lot, yeah. It can be
extra armor and stuff like that, which is no, I don't have that.
Yeah, okay. Just double check.
I was for a second looking at that thing though.
It's definitely cool, yeah. It's
kind of nice.
Yeah, it's super cool. Alrighty, running a bit late. What do we all do?
I mean, next I really want to go hiking.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of late though.
I mean, we got to plan for it. So tomorrow, or the day after.
Yeah. True. We want to spend the entire day planning. We could still like quickly check out the classes he took, I guess, or at least the place.
Oh
where he
yeah,
took place.
yeah, we could do that with the teachers.
Yeah.
Oh, Bunny.
If we go during the night, I can just break in. Then we can look around all we want.
I'm sorry, who's Bunny? What?
Sorry, GM.
I'm kidding.
Keeper Bunny. The bunny keeper.
Yeah,
the bunny keeper.
I'll accept that.
So when are you re-rolling to Fiera?
Already done.
I'm in good standing with my sect, right?
Yes, you are.
All right, and the hint they're going to give me rolls over from the last successful mission, right?
Yes, which you were. We kind of discussed that we were tinkering this a little bit. Basically, when you want weird information from them, rather than doing it at the start of the mission, do it when you want the information, which makes more sense. Are we just hitting the sheets or what?
If you want to use this night to break into that psychic thingy place, and we can spend the next day going to the hiking place.
Yes. That's a yes from me.
Okay, this one hasn't set just yet. Graham let you know in general where it was. You guys should be able to find it. It's maybe 15 or so, 20 miles from here, so that's not too far.
Yeah. Is it one of those like rental buildings?
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't show up on Google Maps or anything, so.
Yeah. Has it been re-rented already, or is it empty still or something?
That you're not sure. Graham didn't really check into it. Effectively, mid-session, mid-class, they kind of just pieced out to go hiking, and then when he came back, it's something they did in the past. It's not something he's currently thinking about because he's more worried about his friend.
Well, like Jay, before like sundown, when centers are still open, he would like take a peek, just nonchalantly look around, see if there's anyone there, or if the door's closed, without breaking in.
Yeah, of course. Well, when you move on in, you guys drive on up there together. It's one of those larger buildings that's you're going there for the chiropractor. It's 201, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the directory up front should have all the various things, and Graham said it should be on the third floor. It's the first door on the third floor, but that little slot that should have the information is empty in the directory.
Okay. That's good. In that case, he's gonna saunter onto that place like he belongs.
As you guys move on up to the third floor, you pass by plenty of businesses. There's no elevator here, it's just stairs. But you guys pass by plenty of businesses that are currently active. You hear various clubs, you hear some music, you hear conversation, laughter. So most of these little rooms are indeed taken and accounted for. When you get to 301, though, you pass it. There's no one there. The door is not open. It's very much closed, but the lights are also off. And there's it's not like locked up. Obviously, you can't just walk in, but it's available for rent. And there's a large like glass panel where you can see in. All these rooms have that, and it's pitch black. There's nothing there. No chairs. There's chairs and tables pushed to the very back, but clearly not for use. These are clearly like in storage now.
Is this the kind of place that has like cameras in the hallway?
Yes, each hallway has one camera.
Okay, that's probably not the best idea to casually break in right now.
What you can see, each room is square, and probably has like one side room for like a manager or whatever. Not secret, but you know what I mean. Shit, you don't want potential customers or whatever to see. And from what you can tell, this building, this room specifically, is totally unoccupied. There's nobody there. Right next door, there is somebody.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go next door, talk to all the neighbors.
All right.
Like, is it only one that is currently occupied, or is all the rooms around?
There's about 4 rooms on this floor here, and we'll say 302 is occupied, 303 is, but 304 is not. So there's 2 rooms on this floor that are occupied.
We can split up and just ask everyone.
Sure. As you guys kind of move around, the first room is like a book club. And do you knock or you just kind of come on in?
Depends on the atmosphere of the book club, I guess.
It's clearly labeled as a book club. On the outside, on the door, the room isn't cracked. You saw there's a rule that all doors must be closed. Too many people have been using it, keeping it open to like quote unquote attract more customers or something. That was deemed as too loud and very disruptive. So doors must be closed, please. And they can't be opened for, blah, blah, blah.
Is it one of those like bubbly book clubs with like a light?
Oh yeah. Okay. All the lights are on. They're very, very happy. You come in, people turn, they're in the middle of discussing something, and they, rather than like, who are you? They're like, oh, welcome.
I would just like walk in without really knocking and just tell them to go on. I will listen in for a bit before interrupting when it is possible, basically.
Yeah, sure. They seem very excited, so they kind of just continue talking about their book. It's a murder mystery, and all the women are just like, like they're kind of doing their thing, and a couple of the guys like speak up, and then somebody's like, oh, what about this character? What about this character? And then they're kind of just going around talking about that, and they clearly don't mind that you're just listening on in, but they're in the process of wrapping it up. They kind of pause. Some people go to one of those tables, and they go to grab some drinks, and someone turns to you and says, oh, so what brings you here today?
Before I answer that, when you say murder mystery, is it like a noir?
Yep. Okay.
Jay probably knows the title then. So he's just gonna, I like that book actually.
Oh, excellent.
Great author.
Oh, another fan. They're a couple people over here that they go, I know, right?
Yes, good. Open yourself up to me. He's gonna, I'm not here for the book club, sadly, though I do really enjoy that book. I love that author, honestly.
Oh, we haven't finished yet, but it's so good.
I've been following him since I was a teen. He really changed my life. Specifically, his second book named Blah, Blah, Blah.
Yes. Murders at Midnight. That one was fantastic. Oh, it was so good.
Exactly.
Did not see that twist coming.
I know, right? It really sets up the next book as well.
You didn't think they were connected to the end? Oh my God, such just absolute masterpiece of a work. Oh, but what brings you if you're not joining the club? I could ramble about that series for so long.
I'm actually here checking up on a different class, but it appears that it's no longer being given here. It was supposed to be next door.
She nods and goes like, "Oh, that one." She goes, "Yeah."
Yeah. Do you happen to know when they disappeared or went away, or seems kind of sudden? They still were listed like a week ago.
I believe that's about when they clocked out. I think they finished whatever their course was.
See?
They weren't here for very long. We've had this book club here in this little nook for a couple years now, 2.5, I'd say. They weren't here for very long though. Maybe 4 months ish.
Do you happen to know what they were about? Because I saw that listing and honestly I was quite curious about it, especially with and I'll point at the book,
Well, they leaned a little more into, the sci-fi element. I think they were psychics. I don't know if they were bendy spoon types or read your mind types, but I don't really pay that really too much mind. It's not my cup of tea.
mean, you get a bit of curiosity, right? Surely.
A little, but more so with fiction,
well, not trying to pry, of course, but personally, these books I love because they are pure logic. Everything makes sense.
Of course.
But you have to be curious about the other side, surely.
That's not something I tend to dabble in too much.
Yeah, most of the mysteries always start out kind of weird.
True, but I like how it always comes back to being logical and real. Nothing supernatural, I guess.
That is their appeal, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. That twist is usually one of my most favorite bits. I'd say maybe some folk here are maybe a fan of that, but we did speak with them. They seemed like fairly nice people. Just, once again, not rude or anything. They weren't overly loud. I
hope not.
It felt
I've
like
heard good things about them, honestly. I've been trying to track them down for the past, 3 months.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I don't know if they're associated or affiliated with any sort of other group. This building doesn't really mind too much if some students will swing by for various sometimes the little paper plane they try to like fold the paper planes and get them to go as far as they can. Yeah, they'll rent out rooms for those sometimes. They'll throw them from the top of the building. That can be fun. There's an open lot in the back, so they're not bothering anybody. So they'll do that. There'll be some bands sometimes will like rent a room. There's further ones that are better soundproofed. So it's pretty normal to see a group come in and out like that. We didn't really pay them too much mind, and they seemed fairly nice. I just really hope they weren't charging too much. And like I said, I don't really believe in the whole spoon bending, mind reading shenanigans. So it feels a bit wrong, I guess. A lot of them were kids.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm trying to find a person specifically.
Nods.
But, rumors has it that he's one of the teachers of this class, but I'm not entirely sure. So I was hoping to find some more out about the person in question. Is anyone here that has talked to I think he was the head of the class, the head teacher?
Oh, we definitely spoke with them, but I'm not entirely. You might have better look at the front office. I don't know if they give that information out, which I'm sure is
probably not. That's why I don't want to ask.
Don't blame you. I do believe one of the teachers' name was Vaughn, though.
That's not the one I was looking for, sadly. But that's a good name to know. Thank you.
You said one of the teachers, correct?
It was one of the teachers, I believe.
Okay. Do you recall the name of the one you were looking for?
Honestly, not sure. Did Finn give me any details about the... Graham give me any details about the teachers?
You didn't really ask too much, but if you want, you could text him and say, hey, like, what were the names of blah, blah, blah. And
I thought I did, no.
Yeah. He mostly gave you names for the people that went there, like the students, but he can send you the teacher names as well. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sure. I would just name one of them or give a description, I guess.
Vaughn and Kayla were the two names for the teachers.
Yeah, because she was I'll just describe her, I guess. I think it starts with a K or a C. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, might have. She might have been one of the teachers. She was a little quieter. I think her name was Kayla, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. Let me get my notes real quick. He pull out a random piece of paper. It's Kayla. That was it.
Okay. Was this someone you knew, or why are you looking to connect with them?
It's kind of personal, honestly.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm sure.
Say no more.
It's nothing. It's just a bit. Yeah. But thanks for helping.
Of course.
So it does. Well, it's a bit of a problem. I'd hope to find them here, but.
Yeah, they shuffled out real quick. I guess once they finished their class, they were done.
Yeah, so I heard one of the other students, or a student I talked to, actually said that he was kind of surprised by them being gone.
Yeah, I don't know if they told everyone when they'd be shipping off, but once again, I'm not really paying too much attention. A lot of them seemed, or the students at least, I think it was their last day. They looked like they threw a little party or something. I don't know if anyone was successful in what they were trying to accomplish, but
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
something.
If I'm not entirely a skeptic. If I saw it and I knew it wasn't, a bunch of BS, I might have believed it. But they all looked not dour. The teachers tried their best. Like I said, it didn't seem like a complete scam or a grift or anything. So who knows?
Oh, everyone used to have a little fun with the spoon bending, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've all as kids tried to levitate things. I understand that.
When was their last day?
Oh, their last day. That's a good question. I think it was about a week or so ago, around then.
On a mentioned date when the Finn and Graham went away early.
They definitely pieced out prior to that, but it was maybe like 2 weeks after they left to go hiking.
Damn, wait, how long did we go hiking?
They went 2 months ago. They went hiking, and then Finn's been missing for a month. So when they went hiking 2 months ago, about 2 weeks after that, this class closed down. And they were more, like I said, it was hiking, but it wasn't just, it was exploring nature and just kind of getting out.
Hang on, could you give us a timeline again, please, GM?
Yes, of course. 2 months ago, they went out to this town, the one that's far away. 2 weeks after that, this class closed down. 2 weeks after that, Finn's been missing. And he's been missing for a whole month. And then you guys were called in. So 1 month ago, Finn was missing. 2 months ago, they went hiking. Like I said, I don't have a calendar, so I might get some dates messed up. I apologize if I do.
I'm waiting for waifu to give me an MS Paint timeline.
I'm expecting more Excel.
Yeah.
I typed it, actually.
Nice.
See, this is why it would be nice if we could, like, I don't know, draw stuff here.
You technically can, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, for keeping, not like on the...
See, I think, unrelated, I think I can make an extra map for you guys to draw on, but the problem is you can't go there and make it active. I have to make it active. Yeah. In Foundry, I can make I might be wrong. I can check that. Maybe I can make like a crime board for you guys, and you guys can write on it, and it's always active to you guys at all times.
Right. And Graham did say that after they went hiking, there was the class was gone, right?
Yes, after they messed with that, he wasn't really thinking about the class. They came back, and he realized after Finn had hurt himself that, yeah, the class was just gone. He wasn't really paying too much attention to it, though. He was more concerned with his friend, and then his friend was missing, so he was extra not concerned. So,
Was there anyone else in that specific book club that had talked more with them, maybe? Perhaps? I don't know.
In general, I'd say, well, this person you were currently talking with, plus some others, they probably gave you all this information. Some other folk were probably chiming in, and realistically, that's probably the info you got.
Well, that's about everything that I can ask them, probably. Just cut it short, talk some more about the book, be nice, and then leave.
Yeah, sure. Margot and Carson, do you guys have any questions?
No. I'm just vibing, listening.
Nothing wrong with that. They definitely offer you some juice, hoping to rope you in.
I mean, Jay would definitely be the type to, like, nonchalantly start join in with, like, rumor spreading, stuff like that. Though in his case, he does it for different reasons, for getting information.
Excellent. But yeah, we can realistically say you guys check with this book club, maybe you check with another club or another like floor, and they corroborate the exact same information. They might be off by a couple days because you know people, they live in their own world, but the dates mostly match up. Some people say 1 week, some people say 2 weeks, but for the most part, yeah, there was indeed a club there. They thought there were psychics, and they left after being there for X months.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. Then we wait for nightfall, I guess.
All right, you guys head to a local hotel or something?
Oh, we'll need to make sure we tell Graham that we're hiking tomorrow. It is tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
If you guys want, you guys can do it in 2 days, 3 days, up to you.
How much head time did he want, by the way? Because he needed to, like, call off time from work.
I mean, he requested a day, so...
Yeah, it would be kind of silly to say, yeah, tomorrow we're going then.
All right, day after then.
That also gives us an extra day to get our injuries down.
Indeed. So during this night, Margot, I say you get a response from the folk, and they let you know, your little sect. It's not a ton of information, but it can be difficult to look into these kind of things. And there definitely was a Hoyt and a Lisa that lived in this area, at least according to their notes. As where they are currently, they have some information. It might not be the right Hoyt and Lisa, but it probably is. They moved away to another apartment closer to the inside of the city, both in different directions.
I also asked about if they knew anything about the psychic class.
When you say anything, what do you mean exactly?
Do they know it existed, and do they know the teachers?
Regarding the psychic class, what do you mean when they know about it? Like, what are you looking for exactly?
I mean, they keep track of things magical, right?
Yes.
Like they would have at least checked if this is like, a random cookie group of people that's just going around selling snake oil.
Yeah, I
or
mean,
is this anything real?
They would know if they were legit or not.
So if you basically ask that, if they're effectively a cookie club, you don't get much information back, as if to say, like, yeah, they're probably just a bunch of randos. Not that they can track. This would take a lot of effort. Every single person that went there, because they need a full ledger, the names, teachers, everything. They can look into it more, but at a cursory glance, it just seems like a bunch of randos. These kind of clubs pop up semi-frequently. There are some at schools just because they want to screw around and play games. There are some at, that are after school, such as this, where maybe the teachers believe it, maybe the kids believe it, but no one gets anywhere, basically. And this seems to be one of those.
I guess you could leave it out to have Vaughn and Kaylee, I think it was. Kayla?
Yeah. And
to at least have those two be looked into, like see if there's anything at all about them.
Yeah, they'll definitely keep looking into it. And if anything comes up, they will 100% let you guys know. It was indeed Vaughn and Kayla.
Other than that, who wants to go burglaring with me tonight?
I will.
Actually, I'm not even sure if it's required because it's literally a roll for me.
What are you burglaring?
The place where that class was given.
Oh, you want to try break?
Room.
You want to break into that room?
Yeah.
Okay.
At night, when no one's there.
Okay. So realistically, you'll need to break into the building and then into that room. That's your intention?
Yeah.
Do you do anything since you're in the building prior to make it easier for you to get in?
Like, I would have checked out the layout, basically. See where all the cameras were.
Okay.
And unlock a window or two?
Yeah, because this is the second floor, probably.
The third floor.
Third floor, even. Is there like a back entrance? Like, can I go up the fire escape and then go from the top down?
Yeah, definitely. A little dangerous, but you can.
I mean, if anything, I would try to find a path with like as few as possible cameras, and maybe even no cameras at all.
Sure. Are you going alone, or is Margo and Carson coming with? Like, the actual burglary part?
I just said I would come.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I can bring them with me, probably.
You just have your standard burglary roll?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Throw them dice out there as we're trying to see the best route to get up there. A 9. Excellent.
Now, would they be able to help me with that? Or is it like, can you even help with stuff like that?
I don't see why not. Yeah.
Let me help.
Because-
I haven't rolled anything all day.
All right. Carson, how do you help out? Let me know.
All right. What's
My
the process
van-
you're using, Jay?
My fan is full with like a shit ton of tools that you can probably use if you know how to use them.
I hold up a flashlight.
I mean, so from my cursory glance, was there like a path with like fewer cameras? Or maybe a camera that was obviously broken or something like that?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I would probably like try to go that way and they can carry the tools that I might need. I don't know.
Okay, so
Do we need
basically,
any bolt cutters?
yeah, so effectively to free up your hands, Carson will kind of move in and do that. That definitely works.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do, Carson. Go ahead and roll me help out.
Don't drop it.
Well
Excellent. Alrighty.
enough.
A mixed on help out gives them a +1, which brings his 9 to a 10. Now a full success, it also exposes you to trouble or danger if there is trouble or danger. The thing is, you brought his mixed success to a full success, meaning you can pick 3. Which ones are you picking?
Well, we can get in and out undetected. That's the
Okay.
most important part.
Oh yeah. What's the third one?
I don't think leaving a mess is too much of an issue because, well, we aren't really leaving a mess as far as I know. Fingerprints that they, don't know are there. Terrible. So I'm gonna go for you find what you're after this time.
Alrighty, excellent.
If there is anything we can find, that is.
Of course. So with a full success here, the 3 of you are able to break in relatively easily. These stairs and the ladder and everything, they look a little perilous, not too bad. But because Carson is carrying some of the equipment, and I would say Margo probably is as well, Jay, you're able to keep a better lookout and prevent you guys from stepping on the wrong rung or rushing too quickly, maybe taking the wrong direction. And a nice, normal, plodding pace, you guys are able to ascend with no issue. When you all unlocked a window from the inside on the 3rd floor, so you guys are able to slide that open. The camera, fortunately, is like right above room 301. So if you go into the hallway, they might see you, but if you guys kind of have your back facing as you come in through the window, the camera barely sees like the top of your head and your backs, so it doesn't actually see you. And you guys know if you just stay facing to the wall and the window, you will not be seen 100%. And if you guys need to put on like a hoodie or something, then that will definitely help. And
I'll provide it in the van as well.
Yeah, definitely. This roll will also obviously encompass you just breaking into the lock, which is effectively no effort whatsoever. The hard part here was the getting in through the window and the actual Camera?
It's probably one of those locks that if you jiggle it hard enough, it plops over.
Bingo! This shit's weak. In fact, you were probably over prepared for this, Jay. You're like ready for it to be fairly locked. You're just like jiggle. Oh shit! It's already open. You like rake it open. It's like okay, sweet.
Wow, disappointing.
Maybe slightly, yeah. And as the door slides open, it smells a little like cleaning material. Not super strong, but fairly strong. So clearly, no one's actually in this building, as that smell would drive you away pretty quickly. And what are you looking for in this room?
Like anything potentially belonging to or indicating the previous group that was here. Even something like a flyer or something would be nice, I guess.
Yeah, there's no cameras in the room, so you guys can move about as much as you want, realistically. You don't need to worry too much about that. Like I mentioned, there is a back room. And in this back room, that's probably where a manager or someone would most likely station themselves. This room is also locked, but you're able to jiggle it open just as easily. They aren't really too heavy here on security, apparently, once you're in the building, so that's nice to know. Maybe don't rent these buildings. Yeah, maybe don't rent these rooms out. And swinging on into that room, the outside room, like I said, it is, you can see through the window, completely blank. There's nothing. The provided table and chairs are all pushed to the very, very back. Not really much going on there. But in this back room, it looks like some various ledgers and things are kept, probably for managerial use. This maybe comes with whatever, rental fee that they pay. But there's not really much left here. Not that you can tell, honestly. And you can kind of flip through some things. Most of these books are empty. Pens and papers, pencils, stapler, all the stuff that should be out is out and organized. And it looks like it's there for anyone who would want to use it, of course. And it looks like they basically swept the place clean, from what you can tell, at least. After a second, though, of kind of looking around, some of the various drawers and such, you're able to slide them open. And it takes a second. It's not locked, but, maybe needs a little bit of oil, and it kind of creaks as you drag it open. And not all the ledgers are empty. In fact, one of them seems to have some information in it. And as you flip it open, it looks like this was accidentally left by one of the teachers from this little psychic club. And what information did you say you were looking for primarily?
At this point, anything about the club itself, I guess.
Okay. The ledger, this one, seems to be notes on each of the students. Effectively, their capabilities, and if they show any promise. For the most part, it is nothing, just a whole fat goose egg. The only student, well, there's two that they pay some mind to. One of them is our boy, Graham Faulkner. And they say, effectively, we're not entirely sure if he shows any promise or if it was just dumb luck. But near the end of these notes, you see that corporate essentially said, the class needs to be ended early. Unfortunately, explain this to the students in any way that you need to. This avenue has been a waste, so go ahead and just wrap it up as quickly as you need to. Give everybody a star or whatever. Tell them they're awesome. Blah blah blah. Shut it down. We're done. This Graham Faulkner kid, maybe keep an eye on them, but other than that, shrug. They're
really
maybe just lucky.
So they were working for something.
Oh. Can I actually? My ex-girlfriend is genuinely a psychic. I think I have it in my
a psychic and a psycho.
Psychic. So, and I that is part of like her lore or whatever. I think I put that in the character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Her lore. Would she know about this company?
So the company doesn't have a name.
When it said like corporate, is there like a name to it, or is it like
no? It literally just says corporate,
upper management or something.
And she doesn't, and she would not know anything about like this group or a group that goes around doing stuff like that.
You said this is your ex?
Mm-hmm.
If you contacted them right now, would they answer, or is this something you would ask them after?
We ended amicably.
Okay.
We don't hate her.
Yeah. Would you ask right now, or would you ask after you guys are done sneaking around?
I mean, you don't.
I would ask after, but I would definitely ask.
Okay. So we'll put a pin on that, and I'll definitely give you an answer.
I definitely put her in the lore because he makes connections. So
definitely. What was her name?
Actually, let me look. I don't know if I put that in there.
Yeah,
what's Kayla?
Maybe it's not amicable.
I have your bar workers. I have Lila, Will, Kendrick, and Valerie.
Is she under? Oh, She's in the underworld thing.
Gotcha.
Where it goes, she worked with someone who was more than they seemed.
Oh, okay.
And so my choice was psychic ex-girlfriend, but I don't have her name there.
She does.
So let me give her a name.
We ended on good terms. What was her name? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I remember being like, oh yeah, let me see if I can go back to that eventually, and then I never did. Now I don't have anything to back it up.
All good.
She got canonically also finned.
Yeah.
She just doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, only Carson remembers. No, she was great, right, guys? Everyone's like, sure thing, Carson. He's crazy.
Like, off in the side, I don't think that guy knows what he's talking about.
We should start bringing Carson.
It really is a false Hydra.
Carson's a weirdo. Let me figure out a name for her while everything's going on.
Sure thing. And then to go back to Jay, the information here is intentionally vague. They literally say corporate upper management. They never, ever, ever leave a name. And the name of like this place, it was literally just Psychic Club. Wonderfully vague, perfectly vague, maybe annoyingly. And
well, at least we now know they work for someone.
Yeah.
You can ask the I.C.S. if there are any bigger organizations in this area, because that's strange otherwise.
Oh yeah, and jotting that down, they can definitely look into that later. Since we have some form of connection. And like I said, each student, there's like a date. So you have like, October, okay, next, October, they probably met like once a week, it looks like. So October 1st, nothing, and the next, nothing. And they're mostly interested if there's any real development from any of these students. And like I said, the only one they were mildly interested in was Graham Faulkner. But even then, they were like, he's nothing. Like, it was most likely dumb luck. He's not showing enough for us to move forward, so close it down. And that's effectively what you got from this information.
There were two, right? You said?
There was another, but he was even less likely than Graham to be of any value whatsoever. And all the other students were just complete goose egg.
And now the most important question, is a name mentioned? Is Finn mentioned at all?
Finn?
Yeah.
No. Finn is not in this list.
Not in the list. Like, not like an empty line either anywhere? Like
nope.
Where his name would be alphabetically, whatever.
He is not there for whatever reason.
Hey, can we go back to the apartment and have Carson do that ghost detection thing you mentioned?
You mean my ghost meter?
Yeah, I mean, if they think Graham had potential psychic powers, maybe he was seeing something no one else was for a reason.
Dead.
Yeah.
Maybe Finn's from another time.
Bum bum bum.
It's Fringe all over again.
I need to finish that show.
Same. I'm like season 2.
I literally got to like the second to last season and I just stopped because, well, the next season didn't air. So I had to wait and then just forgot about it because I'm dumb. So great show. I love Fringe. Fringe was fantastic. Shit got really weird and I loved it. But anyway,
right kind of weird.
It's my favorite kind of weird. You guys effectively find nothing else here besides this little ledger that was definitely mistakenly left behind.
I mean, I'm definitely taking it with me then.
Oh yeah, it's not supposed to be here.
Nobody's gonna miss it. And I guess that's the mess I leave. Because papers are suddenly gone, but I'm sure nobody cares, so who cares?
Yeah, pretty much. And in terms of anything else, Carson and Margot, there is nothing else to find, unfortunately. So as you guys head out, Carson, you're able to contact your ex.
Her name is Sophie, I've just decided.
Sophie or Sophia?
Sophie.
Sophie, okay. Go ahead and send me a message with any information you want on her, and I'll throw that together for you. So
information on Sophie?
Yeah, like her name and her stuff. Just send it to me in Discord, and I'll whenever you guys come up with NPCs, I tend to jot it down in my notes with better detail, and I try to keep it there. So if I need to go reference something, it's all in a single document. I could probably organize it better, but it's fine.
Okay, I'll do that.
I have a lot of notes.
Hold a second though, I have to go to the bathroom again.
On your guys, I assume after you guys break in, you're headed back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Excellent. So on the way, would you call or text your ex?
I think I would text her.
Okay. And you basically want to know about this little psychic club?
Yeah, I want to know if she's heard anything about it.
Okay. Effectively, she gives you the same information that I.C.S. would give you guys, which is effectively she's not heard of them. And that's a little weird in a way, not because she's dialed in, but a lot of these psychic clubs or readings or things of that nature, they intentionally want a name that's recognizable so they can make money, whether they're a grift or not. They need to gain members. This thing has no marketing. She can probably look up for you a little bit and says, oh yeah. I remember seeing an ad for it like a couple months back. and it looks super sketchy in that area. And they're already closed? Well, shit, maybe it's either because of bad marketing or because they didn't want to market themselves well. But regardless, that's weird because she markets herself well. And that's something you should be doing. And they're not doing that. So that raises a red flag in her eyes.
Oh, wait, I need to, I think she'd be a really popular, one of those telephone psychics.
Oh, okay.
People call in. So, but, or just like, or maybe like, sorry, I'm gonna get more info on this. Don't mind me.
Would she be able to or know any like larger organizations like that does stuff like that in that general area? If that's,
I think she would.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, you can throw this little question at her, and then she can look into it a little more. Maybe come back with some info on for you guys.
Yeah.
Probably the next day. But other than that, yeah, she's mainly, this is super weird that they didn't market themselves well and also close down this quickly. That's just odd to her. Like how they gonna make money? How they can actually find people? How do you test folk for this long and get nothing? Weird.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. Well, I do thank her profusely.
Oh yeah, you help her. She helps you. All backs are scratched. It's wonderful.
Perfect.
And you guys head to a semi-local hotel. It's about 5-10 minute drive from Serene Falls, so not really too bad. You guys can choose to stay in. Well, there aren't really big rooms in this hotel, unfortunately. So you guys might be a little crowded if you're all in one hotel. So you guys can easily just have your own. However you want to run that.
Jay's got to sleep in the van.
I'll get a hotel. It's fine.
Sure. Are you guys doing anything in particular this night, or are we kind of just like relaxing for the next day?
I mean, I'm going over what we learned and just,
Sure.
having some thoughts. But then I just relax.
Before your guys' group splits up to relax and sleep the night away, Margot and Jay, you guys can both heal 1 harm since we're relaxing today. Do you guys discuss, or you will discuss this, of course, what are our plans for tomorrow? Who are we talking to? What's our plan of attack for tomorrow?
So when are we... Actually, what is the plan for tomorrow?
Yeah, because Graham wants it 1 day in advance, so we can't do that tomorrow, basically.
Yeah.
So we're doing him overmorrow.
Yeah. I mean, we can contact him and let him know that to go ahead and start getting ready for that.
And aside from that, were there any more things on this end? I mean, I guess his family. But...
Oh. Yeah. We could talk to some people who maybe know Graham to see if anything weird happens around him. Because there must be a reason why this fake class, thought he had powers.
Yeah.
Could definitely do that. So tomorrow, poke people in Graham's gravitational pull, basically?
Yeah.
Did you want to scan Graham, by the way, still?
Yeah.
A Graham scanner?
We could also do that tomorrow then. Who knows? Maybe he has like ghost COVID or something. Finn was a hallucination that he literally made with his psychic powers. He's like an orc.
That's a little sad.
Slightly depressing.
It's like a real imaginary friend.
A real imaginary friend?
Yeah.
Definitely not sad at all.
Like Bubble Buddy.
Yes. Oh, good old Bubble Buddy. Alrighty. Well, y'all get some good rest. You get all your notes together and whatnot. And on the next day, we're going to bother Graham a wee bit, maybe scan him, squeeze any weirdness out of him, and check people within his immediate vicinity to see if he radiates the weird. But until then, we'll pause our session and continue next week.